Hi, I hope everyone is doing well. I'm here at Watkins Park, walking the nature trail, and I wanted to take a moment to speak on a comment that was made on one of my posts. Basically, the brother told me, he said that I don't have to use abrasive language to get my point across. Now, I want to first say that it is not my intention to offend anyone with my language. It is not my intention to offend you with the things that I say. I am just simply, voicing them and letting it flow the way that it flows. And sometimes it can come across a little aggressive, and I understand that. So I want to apologize if I offended anyone with that. And also, I wanted to let you all know that I recognize and I understand that there are positive ways to get every message across. So therefore, I am taking a stand to clean up my act. So this right here, this session will be about cleaning up my act. I want to just give you a little insight on me as a person so that you can understand me. I am a very visual person. When I speak on things, I go back in my mind to those moments in time. And sometimes those feelings that I felt at those moments, they just come back and I react. And so some of my language will reflect how I may be feeling inside. But I recognize that it is not right because the audience, I'm not only touching people in my age range, but also older people, and I do not want them to feel like they can't listen to the message because of my choice of words. I'm very passionate. I'm very passionate, and some things bother me more than others, and I tend to express that through my choice of words. Some of my body language, facial expressions, as you may have seen. But I'm going to be conscious. I'm going to be conscious because I know, and I want you all to know, that there are other words we can use. We do not have to use profanity to get our point across. You'll see me a lot of times looking up, gathering my thoughts, pausing in the middle of my recordings, and that's because my spiritual is being led to say the things that I'm saying for the most part. So sometimes when I myself just take the wheel, I don't do that as often. I just go. And I'm going to be mindful that I need to be spiritually guided every time I speak. We all need to be spiritually guided when we speak so that we can not only be speaking truth, we can be speaking in righteous ways, and we can deliver our message, and it can be effective all the time. When you allow God to lead you, to guide you, you can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong, you know? And it's better for you because you tend not to do things that you will later on have regret about or feel sorry about. You tend not to offend people, because He's going to lead you on the right path. So I'm going to be conscious about that. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to think. I'm going to allow Him to lead me. And even though I have emotions and I feel certain ways about certain things, I'm going to keep in mind the importance of delivering my message without being offensive, because it can be done. It's being done all the time, you know. In turn, with us, what happens is you develop these choice of words and this language you adapt for yourself. And what happens is sometimes you don't know when to cut it off. And, you know, the environments that I grew up in, that language is acceptable to many because everyone is doing it, you know. But in actuality, the reality of it is it's not acceptable, because what it does is it lessens your worth. When people hear you talking, it discounts your worth, because an educated man can express himself without, or educated man or woman can express him or herself without using those words, what he referred to as abrasive words. I appreciate you all for your honesty, because like I've said before, we're all growing, we're all healing. No one person is better than the other, and I myself make mistakes. I am no better than you. I simply just choose to take my mistakes and turn them into experiences that not only I can learn from, but also others can learn from. And by doing that, I share my story and I share my advice, or the way I view, how I should have handled things, how I was and how I should have been. I just dissect me. And I'm not all good all the time. I am striving, and it's a continuous effort. And it will continue to be a continuous effort, because as long as there's breath in my body, the chances of me doing something that's out of my character, it happens. The chance of me saying something that's out of my character happens. But I have to be conscious, and I have to remind myself, so that I can limit how many times I make that mistake. And with practice, I'll get better. My language will develop better. I'll be able to express myself, without, sometimes I express myself with anger. Is it right? No. Sometimes I express myself with, cussing somebody out. Is it right? No. Sometimes I say nothing at all. I just look at you, and that right there speaks volumes. And that's what we need to do. We need to choose our words wisely. We need to be conscious all the time. All the time. Everything that I am, everything that I've been through, it just adds to me. It adds to me. It doesn't take away from me. Everything that you are, everything you've been through, it just adds to you. It doesn't take away from you, right or wrong. But we have to understand that we can learn through it all. We can learn. And that's what we want to keep at the forefront. So, I'm not going to make this long and drawn out. I just really wanted to express my apologies. I really wanted to let you all know that I am taking a stand today to be conscious about the things that I say, how I say them, because I do not want to offend anyone. We are in this together, right? So because we are in this together, no one person can act as if they are higher than the others, because that is not the case. That is not the case. Together, we are healing hearts, replenishing souls, and transforming lives. Together. So when I'm out of line, it needs to be said. When I speak out of turn, it needs to be said. But there's a way in which to do that. right? So that your point can come across and be received in a positive manner. And the fact that, like I always say, this is just the beginning. And I hope to be able to touch many, many, many more people on different levels. So I have to be conscious of that. And I have to make sure that when I'm speaking, when I'm delivering my message, that it can be received by children, people our age, elders, I don't want to turn anyone away because I'm not delivering it in a righteous manner. I'm not delivering it in a way which is, respective to them, respectable to them. So, with all of that being said, when we speak, let's choose our words wisely. Let's stop sometimes. Let's pause. Let's think. Let's be guided. Let's be guided. Let us not let our tongue guide us. We guide our tongue. Okay? And part of that is getting your mental thoughts pattern together before you even open your mouth. Right? Picking and choosing your words and saying them in a kind way. Saying them so that they come across and that they can be received all the time with love. Everything we want to do it with love. And even in your anger, you can deliver your message with love. You don't have to be aggressive to deliver your message, to let people know that you're not feeling them or what they've done. It's just ways we have to go about doing things. And we always want to do it the right way. Life is all about the right, the wrong, the good, and the bad. And the more you live, the more you learn the right, the wrong, the good, and the bad. We don't want to cut ourselves off from learning and stay in a state of ignorance, especially when we know. We have to accept it, implement it in our lives, and move forward. Okay? So, I'm cleaning up my act. All right? And I think we all should clean up our act. We don't need to be out here using cuss words, cussing each other out, all that, talking down. We don't have to do that. We don't have to. So let's all take a stand and make a choice to be better and to stand in everything that we do righteously. So we have to make sure that this tongue right here is guided righteously. So think before you speak. All right? We cleaning up our act. All right? I love y'all. Let everybody else know we cleaning up our act. Comment, share, love, and like, okay? We all cleaning up our act. MJK.